Hello, people of the internet. My name is Nick from Mercenary Magic, and today I'm going to rant a little bit and do a little bit of opinionated talk and try to get a discussion going. My buddies and I, we were hanging out, and we were talking and whatnot, and we were talking about how we have a regional coming up in a few months, and how because we just got, we're in like the after nationals preseason time right now, where no one's really taking it seriously. Everyone's kind of just fucking around. So we're trying to capitalize on it, and this is the time to get our invites because most of us aren't very good at this game. I'm being completely honest right now. Like we suck. Like we're good. We could top a regional, but I mean there are just better players than us, and we've accepted that. But so anyway, my buddy is like, "Hey, we need to go to Voltage to playtest if we top regionals and go to Nats, we need to go to Voltage to playtest." And I told him that I disagree with that opinion. He's like, "Why? They're better than us." I'm like, "Yeah, they're better, but I don't believe in playtesting." And I'm pretty sure he was about to fucking stab me. Like he was gonna kill me. So, as you can see on the screen right now, this is Domain Monarchs. This was what I took to the regional to get 38th place. Uh, I did basically no playtesting with this deck, and a bunch of the other guys did, and they did worse than me. And they actually playtested. Like I did very minimal playtesting with this deck. I did a lot of solitaire with it. I did some Dev Pro and DN matches with it. I got pretty high up on DN and Dev Pro for, well, it was on top 200 for a little bit, but I mean, like, those were just to fuck around with. Like, I didn't care. The deck was just that good. Sorry about that. So anyway, why am I making this video? So, I'm going to talk to you guys about why I don't think playtesting is necessary in the majority of formats. And I'm going to go based on my Domain Monarch deck that's on the screen right now. So as you can see, I only have one Karaz and two Majesty's Fiend. Back during this time, BA was huge as fuck. BA and Cosmo were like the best decks of the format. Pendulums were dead, you know, and plus I have the auto-win Pendulum matchup, so I didn't really care about Pendulums. But the reason I did one Cross is because I am not a fan of Cross. I hate this card. I hate it with a goddamn passion, and that's why I'll get into this in a little bit. So I only played one Cross double Majesty's Fiend because if I summon this against BA and Cosmo, they pretty much lose because they have no outs to it. And that was what happened at the regional. I summoned this card and they would scoop. They had no outs to it. Especially if I had Domain or March Up. And plus, like, I only wanted this in the mirror match because, like, Erebus can get it back and Aether can summon it from the main deck, so you only need one. So I only played one. Ugh. And so that was just on the theory that BA is probably going to be the most BA and Cosmo are going to be the most represented decks at the regional, and they were. So I just main decked this card and said, "Fuck you." That's why I'm also main decking two copies of Maxi, because against BA, if they go off, you Maxi them. I played against 4 BA matchups, and each one I opened Maxi against them and just auto did it, and they drew me, and they gave me, I think, 4 or 5 cards, and it unbricked my hand. This actually will unbrick your hand if they decide to take the challenge. And I also played against a Pendulum player when I Maxied him. He also took the challenge, and I drew 3 cards, and then unbricked my hand, and I was able to win the game, so... Again, I did side these out against Cosmo, though, because they sucked. I also was main decking Megathestos because... Oh, I'm sorry. It has been a long few days. I am very tired. Anyway, I was main decking this because of the mirror match, and because you did go into time a lot with this deck. So I wanted the ability to just burn for, like, anywhere from 200 to 1600. And plus, you could technically, like, there was escalation in this deck at one point, so you could escalation this on your opponent's turn to burn them, but I decided to take escalation out. But this was just based on the premise that I'm gonna go into time, and this was one of the easiest cards to side out next to Maxi and like Upstart. So I'm like, all right, put it in the main deck, and it won me a couple of games. because Aether summoned it. Then I was able to summon it tributing off the Aether. Got to look at their hand, take out their best card, inflict a couple thousand points of damage. Then they're onto a domain lock again. This card is fucking amazing. Other than that, monster lineup is standard. Moving on to the spells. One March, one Return. Again, Karaz and Return, I hate them. I think they're pretty mediocre, underrated cards. So, and plus, again, BA and Cosmo were like the biggest decks, and all of their removal was targeted. Farfa, Dark Destroyer, Slip Rider, but this was before the Shining Victory support, obviously. Cosmojo was out, but I really didn't care about that. Because they couldn't beat me with Aether on their turn anyway. So I was playing March, and I was playing March to protect the domain lock, because now my monster couldn't be targeted. Oh, fuck, where'd it go? No, it doesn't matter. So I played it just to protect a domain lock. And also, again, this was based on very minimal playtesting. Like, I went building this deck into the tournament thinking BA and Cosmo are going to be the most played matchups. BA, Cosmo, Mirror. So those were the matchups I was trying to beat. These weren't good against the Mirror. I wish they were Karaz's in the Mirror, but whatever. So yeah. Everything else is pretty much standard. Moving on to the side deck. I sided Valor Lancia for the Mirror. And also because, again, I felt that Mirror Match and Rogue, there were a lot of Rogue decks there, like shit. A lot of Demise was there, and a lot of those Demise decks revolve on one monster getting its effect off, so Valor hurt them a bit. Third Maxine Landro, BA, obviously. Again, I really expected those decks. Standard stuff for the rest of the side deck. Decree was just really for Demise because I felt that if I ever got really early into the tournament or late into the tournament and a Demise deck was doing well, I could just get the 3 Decrees and the 3 MSTs and just smack the fuck out of them. And again, I did very little playtesting with this deck, and I got 38th place. So, now sure, you could say the fact that it's like, oh, well, Monarchs are such a good deck anyway, you don't need a playtest. Sure, but, like, with any deck, really with any deck, you don't need to playtest, and here's why. If the format has been established, and you know that X, Y, and Z are the best decks, you can build your deck to beat those decks and still maintain its core strategy. Like, this is Monarchs. The main strategy of Monarchs is to not run an extra deck, but it has been teched the fuck out so that it beat the meta decks. And that's essentially what the fuck it did. It just slaughtered people left, right, and center. So, you know, you just don't need to playtest. Like, I don't think it's necessary. Really don't think it's necessary for you to playtest in Monarchs. Well, not with Monarchs, but with any deck. Let's put it this way. If you know your deck can beat every meta deck in the format, and you don't care about the rogue decks, you can side for them, why do you need to playtest? Give me one reason why. Please, I'd love to fucking hear it. The way that I see it is, if I've built my deck correctly, and it functions properly to beat what I want it to beat, then I don't need to playtest it. Now you could be like, oh, well, how do you know what it's going to be unless you go playtest it? Okay, fair point. But again, if you know that your cards are good against the deck, and you know that... fuck me. Again, if you know that the cards in your deck, and your deck as a whole is designed to beat the matchup, you don't need to play it. You just need to know what the format is. So right now, if I was playing... I don't know. If I was playing Heroes right now. Let's say I was playing Heroes right now. And I wanted to beat Cosmo and Monarchs. I would be main decking Forbidden Lance. I would be main decking some anti-banish cards. I don't know if I'd be main decking Iron Wall, but I probably would be main decking Iron Wall. You could also main deck some. You could main deck Lancia. Those are a lot of things that I would probably do as a hero player right now to beat my matchups because I can pretty much beat any deck in the game if I were to check it out correctly. So, I mean, there's pretty much all there is. Like, if you know what the meta is and you know what you're expecting in any tournament whatsoever, you do not need to play test your deck. Doesn't matter how good your opponent is, doesn't matter how bad they are, doesn't matter how bad you are, doesn't matter how good you are, doesn't matter how good your deck is. None of those variables matter. If you know that the cards in your deck are designed and can beat your opponent entirely, you do not need to playtest. That simple. Does it help? Sometimes. I still don't really do it because I have more important things to do. Like, I have schoolwork. I have chores to do. I need to make sure that I take a fucking shower today. I'm not going to spend 8 hours a day for 3 weeks playtesting a deck. If I already know it is designed to beat the decks that I need it to beat, I'm not going to do it. So anyway, guys, that was my little rant, I guess, about how I was able to get to beat basically a bunch of opponents at regionals playing a Monarch deck that I didn't play test with. So that's pretty much it. Nothing really else to say. I don't think playtesting is necessary, but if you want to go do it, go ahead. I'm gonna beat you anyway. Leave all your thoughts in the comment section down below. I really want to get a discussion going about this. I want to hear what other people in the community think. I really do. So anyway, guys, my name is Nick from Magic. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.